Welcome back to IELTS IQ. Today we have a brilliant speaking part 2 task card that has already come up in 2025 in the last 3 weeks. Okay, grab a pen, let's begin. Alright, on the screen we can see our card for today. Describe a garden or park you enjoyed visiting, where it was, what it looked like, what you did there, and explain why you liked it. Pretty simple for me. I grew up in London, I'm from England, and there are parks everywhere. I had at least 5 parks within walking distance from my home. I'm not too sure if you think this is easy or not, but hey, let's give it a go and let's learn some vocabulary along the way. So before we do anything, we should probably start thinking about our introduction. It should be relatively short and contain some details about our topic. Let's have a look at my introduction right here. Okay, so the first garden that comes to mind is Kew Gardens in West London. It's actually just a 10-minute bike ride from my home, so it's pretty local. Very natural introduction. I love these one-sentence intros with maybe 2 clauses, maybe 2 sentences, max. Sounds great. If you wanted to improve upon this a little bit, we could do something like this. Okay, so the first garden that springs to mind for this topic is Kew Gardens in West London, which actually is just a 10-minute cycle from my home, so it's pretty local. This is essentially the same thing, but it's just a little bit better grammatically with the use of subordinate clauses. We've got opener in there, actually, you can see that, which actually, kind of surprising information, very close, 10-minute cycle from my home. So a little bit of a nicer intro there. Instead of having 2 sentences, we're kind of going to join the information together for a compound sentence. All right, let's make some notes. Here are our 3 bullet points that we should talk about, where it was. My notes for this would be something like this. Southwest London. I've put the location by River Thames. It's the famous river, the famous river in London, the River Thames. Huge collection. So with these 3 notes, I know exactly what I want to say. Okay, please don't write too many notes out. Put some keywords, nouns, maybe adjectives, just to remind you. Next, what it looked like. Lush scenery. Lovely phrase. Tree and flowers. Just gonna remind myself to talk about the trees and the flowers. Well maintained. Oh, I love this. A great collocation and description for talking about gardens or parks. Aromatic. Wow, that sounds incredible. Talking about the smell. So aromatic. We often use this for flowers, so give it a go. And finally here, outdoorsy person. Lovely collocation for somebody who loves to be outdoors. Greenhouses, Victorian greenhouse, tree top walkway, palm house, tropical rainforest, rare plants. So you can really start to understand how my talk will develop with these notes. Let's jump into that first point, shall we? Where it was. Kew Gardens has to be one of the most famous botanical gardens in the world, and it's the perfect place to escape the hustle and bustle of the city. It's located in southwest London near the River Thames and has a huge collection of plants from around the world. Whoa, sounding really good. Hustle and bustle. Remember, class, we have these silent T sounds in both of these words. Hustle and bustle. The bustle of the busy market. The hustle and bustle of London. And look how I'm using this. Escape from the hustle and bustle of. Take that block and you use it. Practice using that. Don't change how it appears. Just change the content. Escape from the hustle and bustle of Mumbai. Wow, sounds great already. Botanical gardens. What else do we have here in my text? Located in, okay, huge collection. I can stress the word. It's gonna sound wonderful. So moving on, what it looked like. So the garden is really lush and beautiful, with towering trees and gorgeous flowers and open spaces. Whoa, let's unpack and have a look at that first sentence. Lush and beautiful. Again, using double adjectives. We love to use double adjectives in English. Please give it a go. Towering trees. I didn't say tall. Towering, really tall. It's very descriptive language. Gorgeous flowers. Very nice. I've already used beautiful. Lush and beautiful. I don't want to repeat beautiful flowers. Gorgeous flowers. And open spaces. So just in one sentence, I've already given the examiner something to imagine. One thing that makes Q special is how clean and well looked after it is. Every corner has been well maintained. And in summer, the air is incredibly aromatic because of all the flowers in bloom. It's also the best time to visit Kew Gardens. Okay, so you can see here the use of well-maintained, well-looked after, aromatic, flowers in bloom, sounding really good for the examiner so far. And let's move on to that next point. What you did there. If you're an outdoorsy person like me, it's the perfect destination. You can walk through the huge greenhouses, go up on the treetop walkway, or just relax by the pond and enjoy the serenity. Let's have a look at that first sentence. Outdoorsy person like me, it's a conditional phrase. If, right? If you are, sounding great. We've got, again, some descriptive language. Huge greenhouse, treetop walkway. So we're already picturing a tall treetop walkway. Relax by the pond, enjoy the serenity. Wonderful word for talking about a garden. And of course, the palm house is a must-see too. It's like stepping into a tropical rainforest. Hot, humid, and of course, full of exotic plants. Wow, so descriptive for the examiner. Kew is also home to the largest Victorian greenhouse in the world, where they grow rare plant species from around the equator. So the equator is that center line around the world. The climate in England is quite mild. It's very cool. It rains a lot. So we can't grow these plants or these species from hotter climates, hotter countries. Thus, therefore, we need a greenhouse, and that's exactly what we use them for, controlling the climate. So here is our conclusion. My favorite phrase, all in all, Kew Gardens is my ideal place to experience a picturesque landscape in the heart of the city. If you ever visit London, you should definitely check it out. Really short, to the point, right? Your conclusion does not need to be long and complicated. Just like your introduction, short and sweet is best, okay? What I'm going to do, I'm going to put the whole speech on the screen now so you guys can pause, take a screenshot, write down any points you want to go back and look at. Practice using them. You need to practice using these forms, okay? All right, with that said, here we are at the end of the class. Thank you for staying around, sticking around to the end. Please give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and put some notes in the comments of any gardens or parks you enjoy. Alright, until next time, goodbye.